We launched Open Graph at F8, which was September of last year, and we've seen just huge traction with partners across the board, whether we're talking about music partners like Deezer or Spotify, video partners, news partners, and then guys who are doing really interesting work around lifestyle, right? So Nike, for example, has a great application, as well as food spotting. And what this is about is really moving beyond the like, right? So Amina liked an article, or Amina, liked a song or an artist. It's really about being able to express more fully what it is that I'm doing and what I'm interested in, and doing that through partners and having that published back to Facebook on the newsfeed. And we've seen folks do very, very well with that.
So the power of social discovery is changing in a way for content creators through this process. Explain how it works, and also explain a little bit how users can control the process as they like.
Sure. So if you think about it, before you had to go on a particular site, right, to actually discover the content, and you'd see, a certain amount of articles or music or whatever the case may be. But really what you want to do is actually discover that content through your friends. And so the opportunity for a developer or a media company is really to gain that sort of social distribution, and find a way essentially to have users who may not have heard about a particular article or a particular artist discover it through their friends, because that's the best way to recommend, right? That's the best way that you find out about a cool restaurant or a cool new artist. It's through your friends. And so that's really what Open Graph is about, is creating the syntax and the framework for people to actually be able to discover new content in that way.
In a sense, it sounds like a new kind of syndication arrangement for publishers. If you could just zero in a little bit on the newspaper publishers in the UK and how they're using it and some results.
Sure. So if you think about The Guardian, for example, The Guardian has done extremely well with this. They've created an application that sits inside of Facebook. And really the idea there is for them to, and they've gained, over 10 million users in this way, of which about 6 million come and actually check back in and read an article every month. And so the engagement here is really very powerful. In addition to that, what's interesting is that the users can actually control, right, what actually happens inside of the application. So for some articles, I'm very happy to have my friends know sort of the articles that I'm reading. For others, I may be less comfortable. And so the ability to have a switch that goes on and off inside of the reader for The Guardian is really powerful. The interesting thing as well is, in addition to this re-engagement that they've seen, they've been able to talk to a whole new segment that they had sort of lost online, which is the 18 to 25-year-olds. And these guys are now going in and actually discovering these interesting new articles through their friends, and doing that in a way that's really sort of exciting for The Guardian, because this is a segment that they're recapturing in a way.
And one last question, video discovery, how does that working, and do video producers put their videos on their Facebook pages or on their site? And just give us an overview on some video discovery through Open Graph.
Sure. Again, I think when you talk about Timeline, which is the new profile page for Facebook, and the way in which you want to sort of talk about what matters to you, video is a really important part of that, whether we're talking about short form video, so videos that you might discover on a site like İzlesene, which is a Turkish site, or Dailymotion. So these are short form video sites, or you could actually discover long form content, and this is premium content, movies, things like that you actually want to be able to discover. And the idea is that partners decide where they actually want that discovery to happen, based on their economic model. So they might choose to actually sort of send the user back to their site to consume it, because that's where they monetize, or they could decide to actually have extracts or pictures or pieces of the content actually shown on Facebook, and that's entirely up to the user.
And what's the cost to the publishers?
Zero. Zero. The cost is zero. So the idea here is, you actually spend some time with your development team to build these integrations, but from then on, all of that social distribution is free.